Welcome to another episode of At Viking Diff. I'm here today with Paris Johnson Jr. Excuse me, sir. All-American left tackle Paris Johnson Jr. Thanks for joining us at Viking Diff.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So Paris, All-American, what does that mean to you?
It just means that I've been blessed with being recognized as one of the best players in the country.
Yeah, so highly recruited and all that stuff, and then being a Viking. What does it mean to be a Viking for you?
Really just to represent my community, but more, I have an opportunity to represent my mom since she went here.
Yeah, she's a graduate here, very proud graduate alum. So coming here, Paris, a lot of changes and all that stuff. How did you adjust?
The adjustment really for me was just, the adjustment of the academics, the athletics, and just meeting new people. So I felt like, I had a good experience, especially with diversity. I guess that was a major upside of coming here.
Yeah, so you felt welcomed here? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the All-American Bowl, tell us a little bit about that. When's that happen? Where does it happen?
So it'll be San Antonio at played at 1 o'clock and January 4th, and it's like the East versus the West side of the country split it up.
Okay.
So the best people from, I guess, the West side of Mississippi over in the East, and so it's like 50 versus 50. So they only take like 8 offensive linemen on each side. Ooh. 3 quarterbacks for each side. It's just on like a rotation. So each position group you only take a couple.
Okay.
So it's the top 100 players, and so it's a good competition. 2 practices, so it gets real. Been there, watched it do sprints after practice.
Oh, geez, okay.
Board drill, so it's.
So it's not going to be a typical All-Star game.
No, it's like a real
game.
Practice.
No, okay,
Yeah.
All right, very good. So you go down there a couple days early, practice with the team, and get ready. It's going to be at the Alamo Dome.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's going to be fantastic. So Paris, Ohio State.
Right.
You think about being a Buckeye. What does it mean to you?
When I think of being a Buckeye, I think of being able to represent my state. Playing for opportunity to bring a national championship back to Ohio. I think that's a really big opportunity to have. I think of the tradition of playing there, since it's a national program, getting a Buckeye tree. Those are just things that come to my mind when I think of going to Ohio State.
Oh, that's great. I'm a huge Buckeyes fan. And Paris, I know you've heard me talk a lot about you in general, and I don't really talk about football much. I talk about kind of the intangible qualities you have, being someone of character, quality, someone ethically who's got great morals and all that. So can you give a little tip to anybody watching this? Like, what do you think is like one of the reasons why you're successful?
I think one of the reasons why I'm successful, honestly, is sacrifices that my mom has made. I would say, putting in extra time in the classroom and on the field, in the weight room, and also mainly just, writing. I wrote down a list of my goals, and I prayed for it, and I guess I built that relationship. I've always had a relationship with God, but I really strengthened it during, since my freshman year. I played on a freshman football team,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got an offer off of my freshman football film for a position I never played. Then my sophomore year, I wrote down a list of everything I wanted to do. I was like, I want 50 scholarship offers. I'm going to be an All-American. Realized I was not a starter in our first game we played at this stadium against Hinsdale Central. I was not a starter. I was on the sideline, and I only went out there for field goals. But it was still my goal to get 50 scholarship offers, be an All-American, do this. By the end of the season, I only started 5 games. I played in maybe 8 or 9, coming in third, fourth quarter, maybe a couple of second quarter. But I only started 5 games, the last 5 games of the season. And I ended up getting 50 scholarship offers from that film, became an All-American, number 3 player in the country at that point. 5 games, really didn't even know what I was doing. You know what I mean? I was just out there playing. So I think that was something,
Message for everybody, making sure you stay organized, you plan accordingly, and if you feel you have nothing to do, you need to kind of check yourself a little bit, because you always have something to do to get better.
I would always check each little class thing on Canvas. I'd be clicking, refreshing, there's got to be something.
Sure,
that's just how it was. Make sure.
No, that's great. Well, Paris, thanks a lot for joining us at Viking Diff, and as I always say, go Vikes.
Go Vikes.